All right, what's up, guys? We're
Well,
we're live. Gonna go through some IKWF preview, and we're gonna go through novice division. Maybe jump back over to senior division, see if we missed anything yesterday. But the people have spoken. They want to hear us discuss the novice division as well as the senior, and so we're gonna try to get through that. Welcome, Jim Mastney. Dustin Ehler, and Kyle. Kyle, what's your last name?
Joustra.
Yaustra.
Joustra.
And yeah, so how you guys doing tonight? And I thought you were going down to the tournament, Dustin.
I am. I'm going Saturday. Man, I got some feedback from there. It sounds like a complete poop show at weigh-ins. They said guys got there at 3:00, didn't get weighed in until almost 6. They had one check scale for every kid.
Wow. That
They
ain't
had
good.
one computer for coaches to check in at. I guess the coaches line was like 2 miles long.
Wow.
And it just so happens to be the largest event that they've ever held.
IKWF never ceases to disappoint.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, hopefully we can have some good wrestling, and that should be fun. But yeah, anything else? Otherwise, we'll jump into the first weight class. You guys got any thoughts?
No, not really. I think we kind of. I don't think we didn't really plan on doing a novice predictions because I don't know how well versed anybody is. So I mustered up Kyle Joustra. He's going to be he's going to know more than most of us.
I'm going to be the fall guy.
Yeah, he might not know it all, but he's going to know more than the average beer. So
I'm
take
the
it
fall
easy
guy.
on us. Yeah, take it easy on us.
Yeah,
We're novices.
and again,
and I gotta say, these are just predictions based on track, based on who you know. There's a lot of favoritism, and a lot of the predictions I have, like I don't know the very lightweights, I don't know the very heavyweights. So I reached out to a dozen different people and said, "Hey, how do you see it?" And I took
Same.
that information. Every match starts 0-0, so it doesn't matter what we think, what anybody else thinks. Saturday night will tell.
You know,
Same
the other
thing.
thing, Kyle. Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
I made a phone call, and a couple guys were right on their way down there, and they rattled off. They knew a lot. I mean, put it this way, they were confident in what they told me, so all I did was, write down what they said. Now, there's a handful of weights that I know, but there's the majority that I don't know. So, but I think we all pulled some information from reliable sources.
I'm gonna fall in the same category as Jim. I know some, most of them I don't. The one thing I do know from past experience just watching this tournament is, especially at the novice age division for several of these kids, it's their first time in an event, an arena this big, under the bright lights. They all perform differently, so anything can happen.
yeah, well said. Well said.
Yep. Black Stallion ran fastest in the rain.
That's right.
That's
Hey,
a good
Jim,
one.
what truck stop did you get your headset at? I was going to see if Renee could pick me up one of those.
Loves off Route 2. I have points too, so
All right.
loves points.
And anybody who's out watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can comment and interact with us. We'll bring up some comments later on, and share it with anybody else. So, without further ado, let's jump in. 60. This is 60 pounds novice division. What do we got?
What I have written down here on the top side, you're going to see Blakely Richards.
And from my sources, I agree with that. I know he's been wrestling a long time, got a lot of wins, and that's like I said, I reached out to a lot of people on the smaller weights and the bigger weights, and they said the same thing on the top side.
Yep.
I think another name I see a lot is Jack Donnelly. I hear that name. He's a solid kid too.
Looks like
You'll see
Blakely's got
Donnelly.
several. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, you'll see Donnelly and Richards in the semis, correct? Yeah.
That's what I think.
Dustin,
What were you saying, Dustin? I'm sorry.
No, Donnelly or Richards has already got 3 wins this year over Donnelly. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then the information I have from the bottom side, we'll see Colton Cobstead, and Richard and Cobstead are 1-1 this year.
Ooh.
And I think Carson, I think he might. I like Copstead. I know the family, great people. I think that's going to be a tough match. That semifinal on the bottom side is going to be tough. It could go either way.
I got you. Well, recognizing names, Colton Kukla, I don't know if it's his father, but he's a very good wrestler. Well, he's great in the past. So I wonder how tough the son is.
And
I'm
sure
on his profile right now.
Donnelly probably put him on the bottom side at sectionals.
Okay.
Same team.
Yep. Gotcha. All right.
But
It
I think
shows Colton Kukla.
like you said, you'll see Richards. I think Carson, he's solid, and then Copstead, he's definitely solid too. It's a tough bracket.
Yeah.
Looking at heads to heads, I say Richards is your guy, wouldn't you?
I think the bottom side of that bracket, I think they got a little bit more size, a little bit more age, possibly.
Okay.
As far as, and again, this is coming from the source that I got, but a lot of these kids, they train together. I know a lot of these kids go to that R13. They're all tough teams, but I'm going to go from my reliable source. I'm going Carson.
Yep, that's what I have a little star next to his name, so that was the pick I was told.
Stokel.
Stokel, yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, we already got our
Jim.
We already got our first comment for you.
It is little Kukla. Dustin is giving Leaf a run for the best hair. Woo! Dang, Dustin.
What's that?
Side award, best hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, thanks for the interaction. All right, so we got Richards and Stokel speculating to come to.
Copstead's going to be right there.
Got it.
I mean, that's just my opinion, but
yeah. Well, again, these are fun opinions. Kids wrestling, very, very different than as they get older and stuff like that. But this is for the parents, anyways. I don't think kids are watching this right now, but hopefully not.
No.
All right, let's jump into 64 pounds.
This one's going to be a fun bracket.
Yeah, this one looks like it already, just from the look of it, it has more kids than the last one. So that last bracket was not completely full.
So we all know the Allen twins.
Yep.
Solid.
Yep.
Drake Anderson got. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I got like a little. I think it's me that I know I'm cutting you off, but I don't realize I'm cutting you off till I do.
Yeah.
It's that Love's headset. There's a delay.
Yeah.
No, so Drake Edrington, he placed last year, wrestled up as intermediate, wrestled up novice. I got to give a shout out to my guy there from Storm. That's my hometown club. Drake Bob's an animal. Call him the Cradle Master. He talks more smack than Big Jim does, and most of the time he backs it up. But the other one I got to give some love to is Graydon Schloman from Southern Illinois Bulldogs. He is a dog. We all know his dad. He's a stud, and I think he's actually got a win over Mason Allen already this year. So my prediction is Allen and Schloman in the finals, with Schloman coming out on top.
And from what I was told, Goodwin's supposed to be real tough too.
Is he?
They say Goodwin's a very defensive wrestler. So Schloman, he's I think if he gets his shot set up and he gets in, he'll be all right. But if he shoots from distance, I think Goodwin scores on him.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be tough based on
good bracket.
What I picked up, and definitely agree with you on the top side, Allen. This one could go any way. These guys are young. There's going to be whoever makes the least amount of mistakes.
Yeah. Well, Mason and his brother Jackson. They'd go to middle school duels with us. They've been little guys forever, but they've been all over the place. I've seen them in Virginia Beach, been in Ohio with them, just been on different teams with them as their little guys. I mean, they're well traveled, well rounded.
I think did the parents have to color their hair different just so they could tell the difference between the two of them?
Yeah, they'd have like neon colored hair.
Yeah.
Well, I think what Jim, the point he just brought up with doing VAC or Virginia Beach, they've already been on the big stage, and that brings a lot of
Confidence.
consistency, to these matches, that they're not going to get phased out with the atmosphere and
Yeah.
the pressure, because they're seeing kids at a national level. And I think that's a big determining factor when you get into these state series like this. Who's got the most high level matches, not just who's winning in Illinois, who's winning, national level matches.
Yeah, I definitely think having some experience wrestling at some bigger tournaments definitely helps. However, I do think that being youth wrestlers, this is oftentimes those athletes like first time to really step up to the occasion. So I know personally, when I was coming up at this time, this was like that. These were the moments where I started to get really competitive. So hopefully, or maybe somebody steps up that hasn't before. So. Cool. All right.
What do you guys got?
I think you guys picked them, right?
Yeah, Mason Allen and Schollerman in the finals, and I think Schollerman finds a way.
Yeah. All right, let's going in 69, novice 69. Here we go.
Some other familiar names, from wrestling legacy in this bracket. You got the other Allen brother, Jackson. Coach McNamara from Edwardville, his son, Luca.
Okay, we got a McNamara.
Yeah.
I think Strode's definitely one I wouldn't look past. Real tough kid. Out of Demolition.
On the bottom side, now here's what I have written down. Now this is the first time I'm looking at the bracket, but I have Jackson Allen coming off the top side, and I had Ryder Little or Luca McNamara. But now looking at the bracket, Riley Reyes. He's a tough little kid, man. I don't know who he lost to or what happened here, but I know he's a tough kid.
He must have lost to
be.
Paxton Minky out of the top side because they're same team.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you got first at sectionals, you got to buy, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So when Riley and Paxton being on the same team, Paxton must have won sectionals.
He lost to Paxton at Bettendorf Bi-State tournament this year.
So now Strode's another one of those kids. Again, he must not have won his sectional, but I know he's very, very nationally seasoned. We've been on some duels with him. He's a tough kid. Allen's tough kid. I think Strode possibly, gets that warm up match in and works his way up to the semis with Allen. And it could be a coin flip.
Now, Strode, you're saying Joshua Strode?
Yes, sir.
But wouldn't he be on the bottom side? So you're saying finals with Allen?
Yeah, the semifinal. Yes, sorry, the final match with Allen and Strode. I apologize.
Yep, no worries. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know much about any of these kids, but I know Pat McNamara, and if that's his boy, then I think he's going to be prepared. It looks like he won sectionals, so he's on the right path. So.
Another one in this bracket that could show up is Will Gallo. His dad's a head coach at the SGO youth club down in St. Joe. And like I told you last night, those guys won Bantam State as a team last year. And it looked like his loss at sectionals was to Ryder Little. They're on the opposite side of the bracket. This kid can scrap. I've watched him wrestle a lot of times before, and I've officiated a couple of his matches too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they've got a great club.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of hammers coming out of that club. This one, like you said, it's mixed up. It's but sounds like Allen. He's got a good shot on that top side, and that bottom side it's pretty stacked with Strode and Luca, Riley Reyes, Bob Black. He's another one out of Demolition. He's a tough kid. Got Sid from Toss 'em Up on the top side, and SJO with Gallo. I know his dad real well, and they're a good club. And I think it comes down to Allen and Strode. That's just my pick based on what I've seen. But again, I'm being a little biased being from the north, I see these kids more. I don't see the southern kids as much, and that's no disrespect to them or their families or coaches. It's just I know the names.
And Jackson Allen, obviously, that's a brother of the one right before this, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Mason. Yeah.
Are they just brothers? Or are they twins? Or
No, they're twins. That's why they were
Twins.
saying they usually dye their hair.
They
Oh,
color
okay.
their hair so they can tell them apart.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
The
it's
problem with
always
that
nice
was
to have a.
The problem with that was the other one couldn't weigh in for the other one.
Oh.
Shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, it becomes a problem when you have distinct marks. That's funny. All right, novice 74.
This is a safe bet. I believe. Not taking anything from anybody. Cannon Ziller is a motherfucker.
I agree.
That's all there is to it, man. Cannon Ziller, it's his tournament. I think he seeds Pedro Rangel in the finals.
Is that par fives, brother?
No, it is
Yeah.
one of his brothers. It's Champion is his real name.
Yes.
Champion Ringo.
Okay.
It's going to be tough because I think Archer Smith's going to be right there with him. He got beat by Ziller at sectionals, and he's going to see Champion in the second match.
Wow.
So
Oh, I didn't-
Archer Smith
yeah.
is tough.
Super. I didn't
So-
see Archer on here. I don't know why. I'm here. What I'm doing is I'm just looking at.
you're looking at that
back one up in
sectional
the
winners.
bracket.
Where
Yeah. Okay.
I think
Archer Smith is a
makes
stud.
the semi.
Yeah, Jim. So Cannon has been getting the best of Archer. Last
The
year, was the opposite.
I think it was always close.
Okay.
It's always been close. Cannon's done his job this year. I love both these kids, both their families. We see them both a lot. See them at Massey's house. But I know at the Shield, Cannon got the best of Archer, and then at regionals and sectionals. So he's the last month he's seen him 3 times and beat him 3 times.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think there's
Smith
been a
is-
decent spread on the points.
Yeah.
Smith has got
Yeah.
wins over a stud from Wisconsin that I know fairly well, Ian Weber from Ringers. He teched him and looked like a decision, which, I mean, that kid's legit. So I will equate his sectional to the Oregon sectional. Maybe Big Jim, what do you think? An IHSA?
What's that? Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think I guess I didn't see Archer Smith there, but Archer's a problem. But if Cannon's had his number the last couple, I don't know, man. They're kids. They're like, these are, what is this, 12U?
Yeah.
So I mean, they're kids. But
And you got DeLacy from Built by Brunson. He's tough. Like Rango's he's gonna be tough. Their whole family. They got every one of those boys from that.
It's in the blood.
But
Yeah.
I definitely think Ziller takes it. I think Archer is second place.
And yeah, Ziller's working his ass off at home, helping. He helps his dad with all the hump and all the duck work and everything like that they're doing. He's always Ziller stays busy, man. Little fun fact about Chase Ziller, he did a little bit of flannel modeling for Abercrombie and Fitch Company. Like he's modeled flannels, basically.
Is that poster you got at your house?
Little fun fact.
You want another fun fact, Big Jim?
Talk to me.
Josh Noonan will back me up on this. Did you know I used to be a hair model?
Really?
Fact.
Tell me more.
Hey, just trying to bring sexy back. That's all.
Now, when you say a hair model, are you in like one of those magazines for haircuts that you
So I
point
used to have to travel the U.S. for like a couple different hair product companies, runway stuff, rip your shirt off, flex in front of the hairstylist. They pull you off the stage, all that fun stuff.
I see. Yeah, I had hair like that once. But
Yeah,
Really?
it happens.
yeah.
Well, fuck you and your flannel, Ziller.
Yeah.
This was a runway model.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I do like your pick though. I mean, Ziller is definitely if he's not the best wrestler, he can definitely do the most push-ups, I think, in the state probably. Right.
Yeah. And Archer
the first bracket, the first weight we've seen so far that I've got confidence that I think that kid comes out on top.
Yeah.
And Archer's a high level dirt bike kid. Like he races motocross like high level. So I mean he's just Archer and Cannon are like dude, they're like pound for pound, it's the strongest humans on earth. I mean, they just do stuff that's like insane. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, they're going to be fun to watch. I'm pumped for just the northern Illinois area because yeah, they're going to be fun to watch as they get older. But
no doubt.
all right, moving on. Novice 80. Here
I'm
we
gonna-
go.
I'm going to
I was-
equate this bracket to the senior 118 equivalent. So loaded on the top side, it's like, come on, IKWF, do better.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, expand. Tell me who's.
So you got
Yeah.
Brady Baker, Ron Baker's son, head
Oh,
coach of the
okay.
Champaign Wrestling Club. He's a solid little wrestler. All three of their boys are great wrestlers, great kids. I got Callahan Weber, Cohen's and Carson's youngest brother. He's solid. And then of course you got Calvin Babcock all on the top side. It's like, what is going on here?
Listen, Fane, Stock, and Zap are tough. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah,
why they're
yeah.
not where they're at. You know what I mean? Obviously, the way the sectional went, but Drake Fainstock's a bad little dude, and Zap's a tough little dude. So
That's what I said. This
that top
side's a
side
mess.
is. I'm going to Calvin just because I know Calvin. Like I know Calvin well. I know what he's doing. Calvin's never wasted a wrestling practice in his life. You know what I mean? Like he's never not been in a good environment.
I agree with you. And I think just the guidance he has with his dad and his brother, he follows in their footsteps as far as that knowledge that those two and the experience those two have. He's like a sponge. It just he feeds off of it, and he's a good kid. He's a tough kid, and I think Babcock takes it. I think it's gonna be close. I think that quarterfinal. I think it's the quarter with Weber and Babcock's gonna be tough. But I think Babcock, his game's been up the last couple of weeks. They've really stepped it up. We see them a lot in the run. So,
Where's Demolition out of?
I believe they're out of the Manuka area. I believe
Yeah,
they
so
got
that's-
great club, great coaching.
Yeah, Ryan Lindbergh, he does.
Yeah, Lindbergh's great.
So they do, what all do they do out of there, Kyle? They do weightlifting, they do wrestling, and they do
Boxing.
something boxing.
I think
There
they
you
do
go.
boxing, and I know you guys probably talked about him in senior. Cole, he's always had high level wrestler coming off of an injury. A lot of good kids. I mean, the one thing about that room is, just pound for pound, you got a lot of partners. You got at all the different ages and weights. I've never been to one of their practices, but I imagine their practice is a final every day.
Got it. And the gym itself is Demolition Club? Like what?
Yeah, I believe it's out of Manuka.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Manuka. Yep.
A lot of good coaches, a lot of good people. We've done some duels with them and great people. Ryan does a lot for the kids with building teams. He travels a lot. They see a lot of national talent.
Yeah, we've been on several dual teams with them before too. He does a good job.
Yeah.
How about the bottom side?
If I can do a little bit of a homer pick, let me do it. Teddy Millard's a stud.
I think I agree with you. That Bennett Ledbetter, I don't know him, and I'm basing this off a track. He's got a great record at 29-2. And that Assumption Elite team, we've done some duels with like Purdy, and they've brought some hammers when we've joined up with them to do some duels years ago. So again, I'm going off of solely off of track wrestling, and then solely off of solid teams. But again, from a personal level, Millard is definitely one of my favorite. A great family, great kids, scrappy little guy. He great mat wrestler. He can win in a lot of different positions. So that's gonna be a tough match between those two. I think based on, again, I'm going based on digital facts. I haven't seen Ledbetter wrestle, but that's gonna be a match. I think you got Oz Bellamy. He's household name that I've seen quite a bit. Wyatt Walker, Lincoln Wake kid. I think they came out of some tough sectionals. They're on the backside of that, but that bottom side of the bracket it could go anybody.
If my last name was Ledbetter, I would have named my son Yellow. Pearl Jam reference, Dalton.
I do know Pearl Jam. I don't know the reference. What's the reference? What song?
Yellow Ledbetter.
Yellow
Oh.
Ledbetter.
Okay.
He's too young. Dalton's a pup.
He is.
No,
Honestly,
I
have no idea-
mean,
I have no idea what you're
He
talking
may
about.
be
right now.
bald, but he's a pup.
listen, I put on Pearl Jam, but I don't look at the songs. I'm not good with the names of the tracks. Jim's a music connoisseur, you know. He's taking notes and stuff all the time. I don't do that.
Dalton's
Let's
kind of
see.
Dalton's kind of a hippie,
Well, I
believe it
think-
or not.
Yeah,
On that one, I definitely got Babcock winning that.
got it.
Kid works hard, and
Yeah.
I think
Ki-
a lot of these
Calvin's-
is going to come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes, and these guys that step in the circle, the ones that put the effort in, I think they're going to get the results out.
Yeah, and Kelvin's just tough. I mean, he's a younger brother, and I mean he's definitely he's tough because he's the younger brother. He's going through a lot of stuff. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot. So
I remember I could tell you a story about like back in the day at the Hananiga had the open rooms and we'd go there and practice, and Sean would run practice for the little guys, and he would be showing the little guys moves, and Calvin, he'd say, "Come here, Calvin," and he would just collar time, and Calvin would fucking hit the mat. Just Sean, get up, get
See,
up.
I'm
Like
gonna
Calvin's been
equate all
tough
his,
forever.
I'm gonna equate all his success to Jeannie. I mean, we all know she wears the pants in the family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Gina and her special pancakes she makes for Calvin. He's a pancake eater, man. Non-stop pancakes.
I'd like a pancake right now. All right, well, good luck to those guys on that weight class. Let's jump into novice 86. What do you guys got?
No comment.
Well, yeah, Jouster's going to sit this one out. I understand that. Like if your kid's in a bracket, that's why I kind of always shut up when we do this. You know what I mean? Because he could blow up his kid. He could, my kid he hasn't lost in Illinois. He hasn't
My kid
even been
sucks.
taken down in Illinois. He could go on and
I'll
on and
make-
on. But like,
can I make
I'll do it
the
for him.
prediction?
Go.
Joustra versus Gorman in the finals.
That's what I have wrote down.
Gorman made a hell of a run out of Tulsa here back in January. He drew the 1 seed right out the gate, I think. Lost to him, wrestled all the way back, and put himself on the podium. So that's impressive to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, that's at SJO. They got a solid club.
Ben Gorman, super cool wrestling dad. I'll say it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good people. We saw him at Midget State a couple years back.
Well,
What's
we'll
that?
give prop. We'll call Caden's dad decent, real decent.
There you go.
Caden sucks.
No, Caden. You see Caden Gorman in the finals, and Caden wins it. He's just. This is like a. I mean, I everyone says like the state tournament is elusive and this and that, but he's just. This is a weekend tournament. I mean, this is just not a big deal. Go out there, get it done, and get donuts and ice cream on the way home. So he's not going to be nervous. He's not going to be. He'll just go win. Just go there and win.
Yeah, well, most likely everybody will be nervous. But who else do we got on the bottom side and top side? Anybody else that we should be talking about mentioning? Who's going to be in the semis up here at the top? Anything? Do we know?
I didn't. I'll look at the bracket here. All I did was.
I saw two
Oh, I was
names and
right
my mind was made up, so I didn't even look any further.
I got you. Okay. Have Kyle has Caden seen any of these on the top before this?
Yeah, we've seen them. There's a lot of tough kids. McDonald's tough. That Logan Boyd, we haven't seen him. He's tough. Sponsel's tough. DeLacy, great wrestling family. They're tough kids. Hubbard, I seen he's had some wins this year. On the top side, I mean, there's a lot of kids. This is actually, in my opinion, it's a pretty solid bracket. Same thing on the bottom. There's a couple kids. There was a kid that got third out of his sectional. I think he got bad break on a move. I think he, from what I heard, picked the kid up. But he's a solid kid. I think he got second at midget last year. That's Wilkinson. I don't know Villarreal. I know Mason Villarreal. I don't know if there's any relation, but he's a state champion from last year. I don't know if it's a family member. Same team, NWO. So you got, Perch and, those guys out of that team. So, they got some hammers. Remke's good. Barrington Broncos, great coaches. So there's a lot of good kids on this bracket. A lot of good teams, good coaches.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
I know we haven't talked about that much, but I've seen, my kid's coach quarterback him through matches he shouldn't have won that he did win. And so that's going to be a big thing this weekend, I think, too, with especially the older the kids, that novice senior. I think, that have the more technical, the better head on their shoulders, a little bit more maturity. I think their coaches see things that the kids might not see. And if they're good at listening and they pay attention, I think the coach walks some of these kids through matches and beat kids they haven't beat before or shouldn't beat.
Yeah. To go along with that, it looks like Austin Villarreal, somebody said that they're brothers. So
I don't know if you have Mason and Austin, but I know Mason's tough.
Yeah, just people. Some comments suggest that.
All the
I'm just
NWO
sharing it
kids
here.
are tough, right?
Yeah.
And I think the Villarreal, I think the dad, I think he's a 3-time state champ in high school.
Oh yeah, I know Villarreal.
So
Okay.
that's
Interesting. All right.
I didn't know that until about the 10th time I met him. He was quiet. He'd come over.
Oh
we'd
yeah,
wrestle, and
he's
did some
super.
duels and
He's super chill. He's super
laid
calm.
back. And somebody brought it to my attention. They say, "Hey, he's a 3-timer." No idea. But yeah, good people.
Plano. For the record books, for anybody that is. What about Wagner? Did you guys see Wagner at sectionals?
Where's he from? Is Wagner the Albert kid? Yeah.
Isn't he
he's
the
a
one
tough
with the hat? And he's pretty jacked, right? I think.
He's tough, man.
I think I see that kid on.
He's very tough.
Yeah.
Where is he at? I'm looking.
He's on the bottom.
He's on the very bottom.
Oh, yes, I got a damn ad down. I got a damn insurance ad, Dustin.
He took third.
There's insurance guys. Can't take them anywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, there he is. Jacob Wagner. He's tough, man. He's very tough. Every Albert, there's 40 Albert kids. 40 Albert kids going to state.
Impressive.
It's a solid team.
Yeah, I mean, these kids are doing it right, obviously.
Got it. All right, well, let's jump to 93, novice 93.
Let me just shout out 3 names, and then we can argue about them.
Okay.
Is that going to work?
Well, yeah, if you got the top side, do you want to start with the top side?
I will start with the top side.
Okay.
Cash Lucas is tough. Ottawa kid, super cool dad. Slightly taller than me, in significantly better shape than me. Super cool dad. Cash Lucas, top side. Caleb Hollins on the top side. I don't know how that goes. Caleb Altensy's tough. He's an Albert kid. The top side's tough, man. The top side is not going to be a walk in the park. And then on the bottom side, I see Caden Rogers coming through without fail. As far as the top side goes, man, Lucas is good. Hollins is good. Altensy is good. I don't know that. I'm not going to tell you Lapton's not good. I just don't know him.
Well,
he's a good jiu-jitsu kid too. So
really?
If he gets you in a hold, he can. He's a good kid.
Now didn't you say Jim? Didn't you say Jimmy's got William as his guy?
Yeah. Connors. Here's
William
what I'm
Connors.
doing. I'm not looking back in the bracket. Yeah, William Connors. William Connors will be poorly coached.
Poorly coached.
Charlie's younger brother.
How dare you, Jim?
William Connors will be ready. He's stud. Remember Will? How tough he was.
Oh, Will is extremely tough. He's just a persistent, tough kid. Yeah, not many facial expressions. Just I'm tough. That's about it.
Really?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
Charlie Connor's little brother, and then there's one more. Who's the other brother, Dalton? We always forget his name. Joe.
Joseph. Yeah, we didn't this time. All right, you guys, any Kyle or Dustin, you have anything on the top and bottom?
No, that top is tough.
The top's tough. I see, like Jim said, I think that Lucas and Hollins, that's going to be a tough quarter. I think who wins that, they're gonna see Rogers in the final, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. On track, he's tough, and then or on track, the way it's set up, that semis is going to be. Are they meeting in semis or the quarters on the top side?
Quarters.
I walked away. Quarters.
Lucas,
That quarter is going to be
Hollins.
Yeah, Hollins and Lucas. That's going to be one to watch. I'll pay attention to that one, no doubt. And like I say, Caleb Altons, he's tough, man. He's been paying the piper for years here. He just kind of,
Yeah, last
doing all the
year
right
he had an early season, right? Because he broke his arm and he came out to the your spot a couple times. I saw him.
Dad name's Jake. He's a good guy. He's a bird dog guy.
Yeah.
So if the kid's hunting birds, you're tough.
And he's from the same town. I mean, you guys are drinking out of the same water.
Bush Light water?
Whoa.
The kid drinks Bush Light?
Yeah, he's a Bush Light guy.
Yeah.
Whoa, he is tough.
He's got his nephew. His nephew was a Port Byron River kid. I'll just see that. He's a state champ. Super tough. Damn it. How am I going to give his first name? I'm Colin Altusy. Somebody tell me his name. Who's the Altusy out of Port River? Port Byron
River?
Riverdale. Port Byron Riverdale.
I don't
Super
know.
tough kid.
The older kid that was just graduated high school.
Mm-hmm. I can see him. They all went down to super.
Yeah.
He's tough. They're a wrestling family. Colin. Yeah. There you go, Colin.
Try to Google it.
One sure. Wrestling family. How about that?
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right, let's moving on. Novice. We're going through these weight classes a lot easier and smoother than we did the senior division.
Listen, you cut Jeremy Mack out of it, things run smooth.
Yeah, we don't have to listen to the traffic, horns honking and ordering steak and shake and all that jazz.
Getting directions to his house, even though he's driven that path a couple of times.
Yeah.
I'm calling this one. I got Novice Hunter.
All right, we'll start with you, Dustin. Here you go.
I'm gonna take care of my heroes, light work. I'm gonna put the Albers kid in the finals, Zap, against Colton Zabinski from Backyard Brawlers.
I agree.
Okay, let me throw in one name. Showalter. Where's he at? Top or bottom side?
He's top.
Oh, he's top side. All right, yeah. So Zap. Okay. I thought he was on the bottom side for some reason, the way I wrote my stuff. I know Showalter's a tough kid. But, yeah, William Zapp's real tough kid.
I think Everett Garrison's another one. He's pretty tough.
What's that?
I think Everett Garrison on the bottom, he's tough. Another demolition kid. I think, I believe if my notes
wait
are right,
a second.
he had the best of them.
Listen to me. Jude Bowman. Who did he lose to? He's another Albert kid on the very bottom. I'll tell you guys a story about Jude the dude. Jude is a tough ass farm kid.
Jude must have lost to Zaff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, was it close by chance or not? Can someone Google it? Jamie.
Jamie, shout out,
dude. Jude would go out in the woods, bleed, and not even go home for help. Just bleed. You know what I mean? Get another cut. Jude's a tough kid. Super tough kid. He's the youngest. He's the youngest of, and none of them are nice to him. They all beat the shit out of him his whole life. Jude's a tough kid, man.
So,
and he
at
feeds
at the North Sectional, Zap beat Bowman by forfeit. So I don't know if he was hurt, or maybe they're just teammates and they said,
"Yeah,
forget it." But Bowman had a bye. And then his second match, he tech fault 17-1. Third match, pinned his kid, and then forfeited his Zap. Zap he had a bye, a quick pin, and took the forfeit win.
There's a good chance Jude was out in the lobby hitting on chicks and just missed the match.
Could have been.
So I might have to eat a little bit of crow here looking at this. I didn't realize, just going back, that obviously the Garrettson kid's tough too. And he had a win earlier this summer over Zabinski at Midwest Nationals.
Did he?
So
Okay. Then my notes were wrong.
That
But-
could be a good one.
If Garrettson gets a leg in, if he can ride. That's one thing I know about that kid. He can ride like no other. If he gets a leg in, he's getting swipes.
Looked like it was a 3-1 match. So pretty tight match.
And you guys have, you guys, they have the same near fall criteria as high school now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So everybody's getting 4 points if they get 4 swipes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big deal, especially at the youth level. I mean, you get a good trap arm tilt. I mean, we saw it at the high school level. Kids would get tech falls real quick if they got a good turn. So Garrettson, Everett Garrettson, and Colton Zabinski, and that's a good matchup. Jim says Bauman is a tough kid coming through.
Bowman, yeah.
Bowman, and then we got Zaff at the top.
Yeah, two Albert kids in the finals would be awesome. If Jude has I'm telling you, I promise Jude's tough. His dad's name is Rich. He's a good guy. I went to high school with him. Him and I were we were in honors liberal arts together.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either. I don't believe it either. But tell us, you got any stories about liberal arts class?
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna pop a bag of popcorn. I'll be right back.
It was awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, jumping up to novice 108.
I have 2 names wrote down here. I heard
I think-
Ace Anderson's a badass.
He's on the bottom side.
Yeah.
We got Is this Bisman? Oh, Liam Bisman. All right. So this kid comes to the gym. Liam. He's tough. He's a tough kid.
You got Cardarius Richardson on the top.
Yep.
Okay.
He's tough. He was I want to say he got second last year behind Rabzak in Novice 86.
Yes, he did.
So I think
Yes,
he's
he
gonna
did.
be tough.
That's what I've written down. Kadarius Richardson and Ace Anderson in the finals.
And that Rudy Melich, he's tough too. And I believe he got beat by Cardarius at sectional. So that's another one that's in that first that's going to have that first match. But he got pushed back because of the fact that he had a tough section.
Yeah. So Showmaker's tough. Albert kid, I know that he's tough.
Yeah, he's good.
But he'll see. So that's him and Richardson in the semis. Is that how that's going to work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if they win out, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Richardson takes that. He's an athlete. And like I said, I think Anderson and Rudy Milich. I'm not saying it right, I'm sure, but he's a solid kid. Anderson solid. Mason solid. But my pick would be Richardson in the final in this one.
Got to mute you, Jim. You got.
No, I'm good now.
All right. So you got Richardson, Shoemaker, Anderson, and Rudolph is your guys' picks. Dusty, you got any?
Not on this one. I'm out on this one. I
Okay.
hate these kids.
All right. Let's go into that's
116. I got my pick on this one.
All right. Let me pull this up. You can start it. All right. Go ahead.
I think Leon and Fillers in the final, and I think Leon takes it.
I have Alex Leone and Brantley Davis wrote down, but I heard
Davis
Leone
is-
is the man.
Davis is good. Briggs is good. But
Got to give a shout
think-
out to my boy Xavier from Storm.
yeah, he's
Xavier
good.
Briggs.
We did Team Illinois with him last year. He's a solid kid, strong.
And his dad Marlon's
But
a
I
good
think-
wrestler, dude. He can cook some barbecue like no other.
Leone's athleticism and I mean just what he's learned from his previous club and with Corey Clark and all that stuff. Now he's got a motor and he's just got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. So placed at a lot of high end placements at national tournaments too. So I think he's got that experience. That's that he's going to have Corey Clark in his corner. So I see him winning that one.
Alex Leone.
Yeah, I heard that he's a stud.
Leone?
Yeah.
Yep.
What you need? Do you guys? I should have looked this up before. How many? Because does Novice go to Tulsa? Novice can go to Tulsa, right?
Mhm.
So
Anybody can go to Tulsa until you get
I
to
know-
high school.
I know Leone on a personal level. So he did Tulsa last year. He did not do Tulsa this year. I know he was runner up at Reno. He had a tough break last year at Tulsa preseason. Was up on a match and learned from it. He made a mistake that ended up getting him stuck on a match that he was winning pretty easily. But he came back at Reno, lost to the number one kid first match, and wrestled all the way back for true second. So that was a lot of wrestlebacks. And then last year at state, I'm pretty confident he would have been third at I believe it was Novice. I want to say it was 96. It's the Washington. Jaden Washington won. Finn McDermott got second. And I know Leon's dad's probably watching this, but he didn't make weight second day by 1 ounce, and it was just
At Tulsa.
just a mistake. They didn't. He went into the weigh-ins and didn't do the check scale, and learning curve. But I know they're on it.
No,
this
it
year.
wouldn't have been at
Like,
Tulsa, Dalton. 'Cause Tulsa's a 1-day weigh-in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
What
They're on
round
it.
did you say that he lost at Reno?
he lost first match at Reno
Yeah,
Never
That's
wrestled
funny.
his back.
that's funny. I did the exact same thing.
versus the kid that won the tournament.
Yeah, I got true.
And,
I did the same
and I don't
thing.
know
He
if there's
wrestled-
truth behind this, but I'm always told that Illinois gets the worst seeds at Reno. I mean, at Tulsa. Wow. I find there's some truth behind that when I see, some of our kids in the.
But
the seeding
do
we
enough
get.
of them go to? I don't think enough of them go.
There's not that many that go, especially
Yeah.
Reno. And I'll,
Yeah.
I'll say this, Jim. Did you guys ever go out to Reno?
But it was during COVID, so it was in Oklahoma.
I'll tell you what, Devin was trying to make the All-Star team. He needed 3 points to make the All-Star team. We went out there one year thinking, yeah, this place, you got it in the bag. I'm not so sure Reno isn't as tough or tougher than the Nationals with some of those West Coast kids out there. They're just,
So you get the California boys.
oh man.
Yeah. Well, when I was growing up, when I went out there, literally every single kid went out there. I mean, Mikey Benefield. I mean, I don't know if you guys know any of these names that I would mention, but every kid who was the best of the best went out to Reno in April, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, Starzak. I went out with Starzak every year with his crew. So that was a good tournament. I liked that, but I don't think enough people go. So I don't know how they do their seeds. And if they base it on past performance,
They
they
get
got
seeded. That Willie seeds them.
Willie
That
Saylor
at
seeds 'em now.
Mascots. Yeah.
but if they don't go to other, I think he said on a podcast, because I listened to a lot of Willie's podcasts, and I think he said he starts with people the past from the
Tulsa.
tournament. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then goes to Super
middle
32.
school duels.
Yeah.
Super 32. Middle school duels is a big one, dude. Anybody that's not in high school, national middle school duels in Ohio, that's an awesome tournament or awesome duel. It really
Yeah.
is. But yeah, the Tulsa thing, I think you have Tulsa kickoff, which is
November.
it's
And
not
it's okay.
as good as Tulsa. I mean,
No, you
you
got
got
a lot of
Tulsa
the football players.
Nationals.
A lot of the football players are not in wrestling shape yet, so they don't even show up.
Yeah.
Tulsa Nationals is definitely a step above.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I think there's just so much stuff going on in the springtime that maybe less get out to Reno, but
Right
Who
after
knows?
our state,
Yeah.
after we do state, a lot of people they unwind, get in that
Yeah.
freestyle Greco.
Well, plus, I mean, I don't know, unless you're made of money. I mean, it might be a little bit. I mean, you're going out and getting hotels here, and then you got to get hotels there, and you got to get plane tickets. It's hard to, but I would much rather some of these youth kids having national schedules than state schedules. But
Yeah.
either way, that's my thought.
Unless you're a hair model, how do you afford this?
Yeah, yeah.
No, or insurance guy. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Tough game out here. All right, let's jump up. Novice 95. Who's got
125.
this? 125. Sorry. Who's got this?
This is a tough one. It could go a lot of different directions.
Well, let's see. What do you guys got?
I think so. We got one of our teammates in there. Great kid, great wrestler, strong as hell. Jaden Mesmer. I think he's got a chance to get up there. I think Josiah Holmes. I think he might take this bracket. He's been. I want to say he 2 years ago midget state runner-up to Leon, the bracket below him. Last year, I want to say he got 7th, and he was on the young side. Now he's on the older side. I see him maybe creeping up a couple more spots. That Blake from Naperville Wrestling is 25-2. Kane Rogers, I see he had a pretty impressive placement at preseason nationals. Anytime you place at one of the big USA Wrestling national events, you don't get lucky by getting on the podium there. Miller, he's a dog, and he's from Decatur Dogs, so that's going to be a tough one. I don't know the Demolition Kid that well, but again, I know that Lemberg sets these kids up for success. So based on what I see, I'm thinking Crutchfield and Holmes in the final, with Holmes taking it.
Did you say Crutch? Where's he at?
Emory.
Emory.
And I'm going to be honest, this is coming from
Oh,
one
yeah,
of my
but
sources.
Crutchfield's on the top, though. So you're saying, sorry, tell me
Excuse me, I'm looking at it wrong.
Yeah.
Holmes takes it. Crutchfield, I think Crutchfield sees him in the quarter.
Got it.
And then on the bottom side, Cooper Miller, I think might be in that final.
Got it.
I'm looking at my notes wrong.
Sorry, Jim doesn't even have notes. Jim, you know anything about this weight class?
I have one name wrote down. It's Josiah Holmes. That's all I have.
It's tough.
He's tough.
Do we have any Albert kids? I'll pick one if we do.
Let's see.
We got Bo Reed. You can pick that one.
Is he an Albert kid?
Yeah.
Then yeah. Bo Reed?
Or Bew? How do you say?
Bo, I don't see it.
Right there.
He's top side.
Bo Reed. Yeah, I'll take him.
He's
Yeah,
feeding
I'll
into Crutchfield.
And I'm gonna take Mesmer over him because Mesmer's an ISI kid, and we beat him at sectionals. So I don't know Reed. I know Albert boys are solid, but I'm gonna take Mesmer on that top when he sees. Let me see where they're gonna see each other. Actually, Mesmer's on the bottom.
Yeah, they won't see until the wrestlebacks.
Yeah, they might see each other there. I think Mesmer gets on the podium.
Got it. All right. How are you guys versed as we get to these higher weights? I mean, I would assume higher weights in novice are a little bit. Do they fill out? We're gonna find out, but they fill out the brackets.
Yeah, they look pretty solid. The next one, 134. Are we on that one?
Yep, we're going into novice 134. Here it is.
So Couple kids I know from this one on that top side. I think that Apollo Hall. He's tough. He's an athlete. Great family, great people. I think he got beat at sectionals by, I want to say, Halford from Demolition, I believe. Macklin, Halford. But I think Deal on the bottom side, I think Deal gets it. And I think Apollo Hall and Deal are in the final. That's going to be a good match. I think they saw each other at Winter Nationals. It was a back and forth match, and it's they're both solid kids. I mean, they're built like men.
Yeah, Kyle, who would have beat Dylan Schrader at sectional?
So Hananiga, that would have been Kalen Deal.
Okay, yeah, I heard Dylan Schrader's pretty tough, and yeah, I just heard he's really tough. So
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna tell you how that match played out. So then North Sectional at 134.
Dude, Jeremy Mack has been replaced.
Deal and Schrader saw each other in the final.
yeah,
Deal he had a takedown. He had 4 swipes for near fall and then stuck him in the first 36 seconds into the match.
wow,
So it sounded like he worked him over pretty good. Deal's tough.
yeah,
They're from my hometown, so I see them quite a bit. Like I said, some of these guys, once we're getting into these bigger weights here, they're 12-year-old kids I wouldn't want to wrestle.
yeah.
Jouster, you're in, man. You got jump in one of them 30 work trucks, get a headset. You're in, man. You're one of us now.
Yeah. Well, you said your hometown. Where are you from?
Hampshire, Illinois.
Oh, okay, not too far. So I'm in Loves Park right now, so down the street. Yeah, Jim, you gonna send Mac a text telling him he's been replaced or what?
So you're
Yeah.
fired.
Fired. You're fired. All right, 154 novice division.
154.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's next.
What happened to 144?
They jumped. They jumped from 34 to 54.
No, Cameron Young's a 144 pounder.
Oh, Cam Young's
Oh, fuck,
senior
Cam's a
division.
senior. Oh, my God. I thought I was
Jim.
going to talk about Cam Young again. I know. I'm ready. Here.
Well, you can talk about Cam. We'll talk about Cam. Cam Young is going to win state. Who did Dustin? Who did you say he was going to lose to?
I got to go back.
Alexander or Rodriguez?
Axel Rodriguez.
Axel Rodriguez. Well,
Axel's a 2-timer.
yeah. But Jim, what do you know about Cam?
I'm not saying it won't be a
Cam
match, but
No, I don't know. I have 134 and 154, and I'm like, why isn't there a 144? I don't know why I wrote Cam, and I literally circled in Cam Young here.
Oh.
I
Well,
don't
good
know
luck,
what
Cam
happened.
Young. Good luck,
Yeah.
Cam Young.
so something weird going on here at 54. I just noticed. So the Keller kid from Mustangs, he's a Corona kid, and then also Ryan Costello, who would be Danny's younger brother. He's a Mustang. Also, that was so Costello's loss at regionals was to Kelleher, his teammate, and his loss at sectionals was to Kelleher, his teammate. So how did this work? How did this play out? Was it just because there wasn't that many kids? You know, normally they bring in a wild card after sectionals is over, but it looks like these two competed at regionals and sectionals together.
So explain what you're suggesting.
So look at we got two kids in this bracket from Mustangs.
Yep.
They're Corona kids. Got Danny Costello's younger brother Ryan.
Yep.
And if I can get my computer to work right.
Kaler.
They're
Yeah,
same
Keller.
team, so they'd be same region, same section.
Yeah. How did that work out that they both? Because normally when they bring in a wild card, it's not until how could they be in the same regional and sectional? See what I'm saying?
When you say wild card, you mean was he the?
Like if there's not enough kids to fill a
But
bracket
so
or
he
what
didn't,
go.
they didn't place. He didn't place at
No,
sectionals?
he did, but how'd they let the two of them in the same team? I guess I didn't
You
realize
could
that
have
was a
3
thing.
kids out of the same team
I
at
didn't
the
know
same
that.
weight. Yeah. So not like high school, you cannot do that. But in IK,
Yeah.
you can have, it could be 3 Albert kids or 3
So
Mustang
what?
kids.
I mean, what are the odds these two run into each other again? Because it looks like close matches.
Yeah, I kind of heard Costello's legit. I got Costello. Say his last name. Nick what? Keeler.
Kelleher.
I wrote it. Kelleher and Moreno. Those are the 3 names I wrote down.
Moreno placed last year. He walked through his section pretty easily. I got Moreno winning, but I don't know this weight, and I'm strictly going off of other people's predictions on this from their knowledge. Corona always has tough kids. I mean, he's got some of the best dual teams in the country, so he knows talent. And I was told that Bentley Culp, he's tough. So based on the information I was given, I've got Moreno and Culp in the final.
Okay.
But again, I'm totally blind on this. I hope I'm not being set up to fail with the information I got. They might be laughing at me right now. So I just don't know the kids at these weights. The next couple brackets going up, I'm just not very experienced or seasoned with the bigger boys.
So you got Bentley, Culp, and Moreno. That's your pick.
From the information I have. We've done a couple duels with Moreno. Like I said, I believe he placed last year, which that would have put him on the younger end. Might have been the same bracket even, because there's a pretty big spread between 34 and 54.
Yeah, there is.
So I'm not sure if it was the same weight, but I think that experience that he's got, I think that puts him a foot ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, in novice, I don't know if I've ever paid attention enough to notice. Has there always been this much of a gap in once they get past 34?
I think so. It's weird because at 60 you have like every couple pound increments, and then once they get bigger, they start jumping by the 20s.
Yeah.
Which
yeah. I mean, you gotta. I don't know how they do it or how they figured it out, but the next weight class is novice 178, second to last weight class.
I have the winner.
All right. Well, tell me what you got on the top
Drum roll,
side.
please.
Cortez White, Ottawa Wolfpack.
Uh-oh.
He'll wrestle Ian Young.
I agree on that final.
He did lose to Ian Young, I believe. Google him real fast, don't will you? Cortez White. He has one loss, and I believe it's to Ian Young.
And you're correct on that.
All right.
I think you got pinned at I don't know if it was at the Shield, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think here's the story with that. Their family Cocker Spaniel died that morning, so he wasn't like, you know what I mean, and he's a kid, so
I wouldn't have wrestled.
That was
I don't think he gets pinned. You know what I mean? Because they have a new Cocker Spaniel, and
you're saying Cortez White's lost his dog.
Correct.
Not at the hands of himself.
No, not on purpose.
I see. And he lost the match.
So
correct.
Battle of the Shield, he got beat.
To Ian Young?
Young beat White.
Okay, so it's these two are the favorites in this weight class?
Yeah, I think so. That's who I had.
What about, I mean, we're getting bigger in the weights. This Robinson, East St. Louis, he's a South guy, right? We talked about this yesterday. A lot of kids out of the South seem to
snack on exhaust pipe.
Yeah, they seem to have a lot of success come the state tournament. What about this Ayer Roldy? You know a lot about demolition. Do you know anything about this Dominic Eroldi?
Yeah, he's good. He's a good wrestler. We've done some stuff with Dom. Probably one of the, on a personal level, one of the coolest kids in the bracket, if not the tournament. He's just one of those. He's a jokester, so he's a good kid. I don't see him getting past White. I think he's going to get some wins. I think Dom comes back and gets on the podium, but I think White's just based on the results he's had this year. I think he's just tough. I mean, sometimes that's how the brackets roll. Dom's, if I could pick based on personality, I'd put him at the top, but I think that White is just too tough.
Yeah, and I think White's dedicating this tournament to Jingles, so he's coming, man.
Now, Jim, do you have any inside info? Is Cortez White? Is he practicing? Is his practice partner Josh Noonan?
It is.
Oh man,
It is.
everybody
And he can take and he can take a taser.
Yeah, he can take a taser and a double leg. All right, I was just curious about that coming out of the. I mean, Ottawa. I mean, let's do a little shout out to Josh Noonan. Ottawa is really bringing youth wrestling, high school wrestling. They're trying hard to.
Oh yeah.
To be
No doubt they're doing good. We fuck with that Trent Lyons, but that dude's a stud. Like he's doing good stuff with them kids, man. Like they put something good together down there and it's working.
And to Jim's comment, a lot of people don't realize all the different stuff that Ottawa Wolfpack is actually into. I mean, how many little league teams? I mean, they got all kinds of stuff going on, don't they, Jim?
Oh yeah.
I
mean, football,
like I said,
baseball.
I think credit a lot to Josh Noonan.
As much crap as I give him, I wouldn't want to mess with him in a dark alley. And he's the man when it comes to keeping kids involved and just turning them into great young people.
He's a wild man.
He is.
Yeah. Well, all right. Last weight class, gentlemen. Novice 215. Here we go.
I have two names wrote down. I have Cameron Traves. Cameron Travis and Owen Facey.
Yeah, Facey from Unity.
Facey, I spelled that wrong.
They're wrestling family. Know those guys well. I believe it's his older brother that is. He was running the girls' high school team. Next year, he's going to be running the youth team. So,
I agree. I got in the semis on the top. I got Travis and Harst in the third. In the semis on the bottom, I got Vasey and Walsh, and I got Travis winning the tournament.
Two first names, bet on them. That's the unwritten rule, right?
Cameron Travis.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby.
Wait, hey, there's a kid from Demolition. His last name's Hammer, and I believe his first name is Michael. And I think he's a big boy. We might have looked him over.
Yeah, he's on 125.
125?
125.
If my last name's Hammer, damn me, I'm not naming my son Jack. There's not a chance in hell I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack Hammer?
Yeah. Yellow Ledbetter, Jack Hammer.
Okay. All right, so this you think this weight class is kind of a 2-horse race? What about anybody else in this weight class?
I don't know any names. I just, like I say, I talked to a real reliable couple guys. Those are the names they gave me, and they said pick between those two. So I went with the two first names.
Yeah. Well, Dustin, what is this team at the bottom? Fighting Farmers?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. There's obviously South, but so I mean, you just automatically drift to me when it says Farmer, and I'm down here.
No, I assumed Fighting Farmer was a down south team, so I figured you might know
They are, but so
they
Jim,
trained
how many kids they got qualifying, Jim?
Who's
got it
that?
pulled up.
Fighting
Fighting
Farmers?
Farmers.
No, Renee just texted me Chinese with a question mark. It's
Well, yeah.
8:30 at night. I can't eat Chinese food right now, woman.
It'll go straight to your waist. What bush lattes
Yeah.
are for?
Come on.
All right. Well, that completes the novice preview. Good luck to everybody that's competing. Just to dive into team stuff. I don't know much about the team, but I did see, the first page. We got Albers got 40 kids. As I scroll down, Batavia's got 29. Next
There's only
page,
one other team that has more than Albert, and that's Lincoln Way with 43.
the Bulls Wrestling Club, 30. Now, again, in the IK tournament, there's not like only 10 place point getters, right? It's as many point getters as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every win you can get a point.
Yeah, which again, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't think it. I think a lot of the teams that win, it's based on. It's not always.
There's enough age
quality.
divisions. Yeah.
It could be quantity over quality.
Yeah, I guess that's my instant point is like, I think that gets into the one of the issues is, the more kids you have, the better points you get. And again, it's hurt people in the north sometimes because they didn't have as many kids as, the Lincoln Way teams or some of these other clubs in the suburbs. But it is interesting. You would think that, novice division, you get 10 score, because isn't that how every tournament is done?
You pick your top 10 scores, correct?
Yeah. So I don't know why that wouldn't be done, similarly at the state tournament. But
again, I mean, Dalton, you're the one that said it. Cream rises to the top. I mean, some of these kids got in, by a technicality or a weak sectional. I mean, the ones that are meant to score points are going to score points.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's some of them that, there might be a guy that got bounced out of, sectionals and, got second or third.
Yeah. But if
still tough.
What if a team showed up? I mean, I guess I don't know. I got to look at the point system and see how they do it, if it's similar to high school stuff. But what if you had just had 5 studs, right? 5 state champs, but you lose in points because another team has 25 kids that are pretty. I guess they are the better team if they have 25 kids, I guess. So
I don't think they're better. They just have more numbers.
Yeah. I know that's kind of. I guess that's what would make a better team. I don't know, but either way, it doesn't matter. Who do you guys think will take the division? Who, Kyle? You probably are more aware of this. Who's won most of the tournaments that you've gone to?
Albert's going to be tough. They got a lot of kids. I'd have to see the breakdown of
by division.
Division. Lincoln Way is going to be tough. I think they're going to have a lot of kids place up top. Based on numbers, Demolition, they're going to be solid. We got a lot of those guys. But Albers, I think you get a couple of the kids with Ziller, and I think you're going to get Zap. A couple of those kids at 93. You might get a couple of placements out of 86 with Elber. On the lighter end, I think Demolition's got a lot. SJO's got, a bunch of kids in it. Corey Clark, that's another one. They got a lot of the kids. I definitely think when you get into like the intermediates and stuff, that Corey Clark, they got a solid group. For instance, like the club that my kid's on, we don't always bring a ton of kids, but our ratio of how many kids we have at regionals and sectionals compared to our ratio of what we bring to state is very, very high. And again, that's where I think the quality over quantity.
And what has happened? I mean, I'm just looking at Harvey Twisters have 11 kids. Why are they missing, or is there
a Victory Elite?
I think you got a couple. They kind of had a split, I believe. So you had like Jaden Washington and Tajon Beals. They were both Harvey boys last year, and I believe their new team is Victory Elite. I think, or I'm not positive, but
that's Basil Robinson, Dalton.
Okay. I got you. I was wondering. I was like, what's going on here? But
Is there a victory elite or no?
let me look.
Yes.
I'm already clicked out.
You were ordering that Chinese online.
Yeah, he was already looking. What you gonna get some?
No, I want sourdough toast with butter to the edges.
Yeah, Victory
Well,
Elite.
you
Some
want one
of
of
the
those-
two kids are
those
washing
tostadas.
filling deals.
That's their only
Last
two.
time I
kids?
was over there, you were talking about a tostada and Bush Light, right?
Yeah,
What's that?
he said you were talking about tostadas and
Oh yeah,
Busch Light.
oh yeah. I'm a
Bush
tostada
Light.
guy. I'm not really hungry. I didn't do shit today, so I didn't like really.
You
At
didn't
least
earn
you're
your
honest.
calories.
No, I didn't burn many calories. I just
We know from last night you weren't painting, so
no,
Yeah, yeah.
not painting.
Or chopping wood. You're
I
missing
haven't
the
done-
wood in the background.
The railroad didn't get much out of me today, and I haven't done much when I got home. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is
It's
this
the
is
weather
live. Your
sucks
boss
here.
might
It's
be-
so it's muddy here, man. It's just you can't really
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah, your place is tough to do, but
Well, you
anything when it
should
gets muddy.
come down tomorrow if you got nothing going, so that when people
I'm
start
gonna
attacking
come
us with
Saturday
predictions-
night, I think, for the finals. That's my plan. There's a couple kids that if they make it to the finals, I'm definitely coming.
I'll be there.
There's a couple finals matches I wouldn't mind watching. And there's a casino close, I believe. Is there not?
there is Riverboat.
Do they take any action on the finals matches?
They probably should.
They probably should. And Cannon
Probably
Ziller, bet the house on Cannon Ziller.
So Jim, are you
Yeah,
gonna like
this-
set up an autograph table there at the Saturday night?
I'm a nobody, man.
Uh,
Less than zero.
less than zero. Well,
All right,
guys.
let's go. Bantam 43. I have
Well, guys, hey, I'm gonna cut you off there. Thanks for jumping on. Hopefully, anybody who's looking for Novice checks this out. Hope they like our picks or at least our breakdown. Good luck to everybody who's competing, and yeah, like and subscribe.
Anybody's tournament tomorrow.
Good luck.
See you guys Saturday.